Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Go ahead, my child. Speak freely. What weighs on your soul?
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I lied to someone I love very much, my friends and all the listeners of Single Leg Parlay.
Sounds like a sin not of the brain, but of the heart. Tell me more.
Yeah, Father, it was from the heart. I've been hyping this freshman, Jaron Kiwa Sagapulatelli, like he's already been paid millions to transfer and destined to make millions more. I painted him as the next golden arm, the sure thing. I said things on the air I truly didn't believe because I wanted the excitement, the clicks, the momentary high.
Why did you tell them what you did, knowing it might not be true?
Because hope sells, Father. Because when you're behind a mic, it's easier to give certainty than caveats. I was hot taking, baby. Pardon me, Father. I wanted my listeners to ride the wave with me, but I built that wave on thin air.
And then what happened?
Then he lost to San Diego State 34 to nothing. Father, they couldn't score a measly point. Watching that scoreboard felt like watching the truth smack me in the face. The listeners who trusted the words were let down, and I was the one who let them down first.
Regret is the first step. What would you give to make this right?
I want to be honest, Father. I want to admit on the next episode that I got carried away to tell the audience the truth about what I saw and where I overstated things. I want to apologize to anyone I misled. If it cost me a listener, so be it. I can't keep building credibility on lies.
I absolve you in spirit. Now, go. Make it right. For your penance, you must watch the Doug Flutie Hail Mary 10 times.
Thank you, Father, I will. But Father, between us, I still think he's going to be Heisman material next year.
Ugh.
And scene. That was Single Leg Parlay Theater. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I apologize deeply for saying anything good about JKS after he loses 34 to nothing versus San Diego State. We got a lot to get into week 5. Wonderful job from Danny as my confessor on this. But before we do anything week 5 related, this is the Single Leg Parlay College Football Week 5 podcast. My name is Matt. Andy's above me. Al is catty corny. Danny's to the side, and we're going to drink some alcohol. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, boys.
Oh, that was fantastic.
I'm glad
It
you
felt
guys
like I
enjoyed
was
it.
there.
Oh, we set a scene very well. We're really very skilled actors. This
What
week,
everybody's always said about me.
they really have. This week feels like a big one, guys. I don't know if you're in the same way I am. Big matchups. Feels like big upsets could be on the rise. And I'm really, really excited about it. Before we get into any of the actual games, I have a really important note for you that I think everyone's talking about. Dabo Sweeney lost to Syracuse after he was on this bravado of saying, hey, if I get fired, I'm going to go coach somewhere else. Following it up with a loss at home when you were a double-digit favorite ain't the note you're trying to hit. So he goes into his audience in his weekly press conference and he says this quote: we may even lay a freaking egg this year and go 6-6. Lay a freaking egg this year and go 6-6. Backhanded negative, right? Because he's like, man, we could be terrible and make a bowl, right?
Yeah.
I don't love that. But what teams in your mind seem to always lay an egg, but they're always 6-6? In your mind, it doesn't have to actually be true.
Andy, do any teams come to mind for you? Any teams at all?
Yeah, for most of my Illini fandom, 6-6 was like the promised land. That was the best we could hope for.
But those days are gone. But yes, that's the thought.
I can lead us with an idea. A team that always seems like they're bad to me, but they're always 6-6 is Boston College. Boston College for the last 25 years, outside of having Matt Ryan for a short time period, always felt like, I'm like, man, that team kind of sucks. But then they upset someone, and then they go 6-6 doing the ACC thing. I don't know if you guys have anyone
just
similar.
Name every team in the ACC. Every team.
Yeah, I feel like really
Virginia.
Virginia is that now. North Carolina, NC State. They're all
Georgia Tech.
Yeah,
I mean,
Wake Forest is probably a little
really
worse
like
than that these days.
all of the like middling to lower tier, like SEC, Big 12,
Miami, by the way,
Big 10 schools.
Yeah,
So this is a different podcast, but when I think 500, I think Mike Tomlin.
Oh,
he's going 8-8 every year, no matter what.
Jeff Fisher.
Jeff Fisher.
Jeff Fisher.
Yeah.
I think Mike
that's
Tomlin is a better coach than Jeff Fisher.
Yeah,
but
it feels a little rude.
In
But
today's day and
you're
age, he goes 9-8. Mike Tomlin goes 9-8.
Yeah,
exactly.
One game
That's
over
true.
500.
He's one step up from the Jeff Fisher.
And 7th in the playoff seeding. Every
Mike
year.
Tomlin hasn't ever finished 500. He's every single season he's coached is above 500.
It's not about what actually happens; it's how you feel about it. Like, what team always feels like they're laying an egg, but they always end up being 6-6 somehow, and you're like, "Wow, that's weird."
The post Roethlisberger Steelers.
I was gonna say, like Washington State. Does that make sense?
That's a great one. Washington State always feels like that. You're like, "Who cares?" And then they're always 6-6.
Yeah.
No one else got anything?
Not outside of the ACC.
Michigan State.
They've
Michigan
been bad.
State's a
They've
good
been
one.
worse than that.
Yeah.
They probably
Minnesota?
average 6-6, but Minnesota.
I think Minnesota is a good one.
Wisconsin in the Big Ten. They feel like they're laying an egg, and they're always still 500.
I get that, but when they were like the legends and the leaders, conferences or divisions or whatever that shit was in the Big Ten, they were always in the Big Ten because they were part of the West, and they would always be in the Big Ten title game. Not like that means shit. That's probably proves your point.
State is probably too good for 6-6, right? Yeah.
I would guess so. Nebraska for the last
I thought
20
them
years.
for a second, but I feel like they're too high and low.
Too far-
Like they're not
far gone.
consistently 6-6.
Who are the kings of the mid, right? Like, who is just like the most mid-ass team?
Like Kentucky, that would be a good example. But I don't feel like they're laying an egg. I feel like they're doing great when they're 6-6.
That's true. That's a basketball school that just somehow has a football team.
Exactly.
Arkansas? Is Arkansas meet this criteria? Someone you're like, oh yeah, I guess they're 6-6. Like Vanderbilt's been historically too bad to be considered this.
Yeah, so those are the opposite, where you feel like they're really crushing it when they're 6-6.
UNC's been too good lately, but I think before then that was a good one.
Bunch of first-round pick quarterbacks.
Maryland's
a good one. Maryland does always feel 6-6. And you're always surprised. You're like, that team sucks. You're like, oh, they're 6-6. Damn.
There's probably some good MAC schools to throw in this mix too. Like
I don't think
Buffalo
any MAC
or-
schools that lay an egg, that we would feel like they lay an egg, would ever finish 6-6. Like the MAC schools that lay an egg are like they still have 10 wins.
Buffalo. I feel like Buffalo is always good.
Yeah.
All right.
Real quick, before we move off of Lane, or before we move off of Dabo, does anybody else feel like Dabo is going to miraculously get visited by an angel who tells him that NIL and all that is okay this offseason, and like he's going to suddenly have a change of heart? Because if he doesn't, he's not going to be at Clemson very much longer, is he?
No.
Right. Well, I think he's a symptom of a wider disease, and that is old dudes that are stuck in their way, and they're not about glad handing, shaking babies, and kissing hands. Your Dabo Sweeneys, your Mike Gundys, your Nick Sabans. There's a lot of guys that are like they pour too much time and effort into building a strong program that they don't have the time and energy to put into, kissing teenagers' asses to get them to show up and stay.
Yeah, but if he
I'm
doesn't,
gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't think that the issue with coaches like Mike Gundy, for example, or Nick Saban, who say that they, or even Dabo, that say that they hate the NIL. I think it is about, maybe with Nick Saban it was, but I don't think it's as much about their like control or hating things changing. I honestly think it's school budgets. I think that he doesn't want to go do the fundraising. And if he does do the fundraising, he wants that cash for him. He doesn't want to give it to players.
I think you got to bring up a good point, Danny, because I think the future of college football shows that coaches are going to get paid less and more of that money is going to go to the players, which makes sense because the coaches can only be as successful as the players. And if you're no longer coaching, you're doing more recruiting and selling the boosters money that they're giving you. Why would they pay you 10, 11, 12 million dollars a year? I don't think you're going to continue to see that escalator go up. So I think that's probably a good point. And he probably likes his money, and I like my money. I get it.
I think
a school
also
like
when you have
Miami
so much of it, you can say fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, a school like Miami who has this ridiculous NIL budget, it's not all coming from like billionaires and it's not all crowdfunding because we don't have a massive fan base. A lot of it just comes straight from the school endowment, which, by the way, you are allowed to spend on NIL and does increase the applications you get so you can be more selective with your students and charge more for tuition. As a private school, we're not a public school like Clemson or FSU or Florida, so our tuition rates matter. So we were willing to invest in this to get more applications so we can charge more for tuition.
Makes perfect sense, right?
And honestly, if it pays, if the team performs, it pays for itself many times over. So it's almost like a good strategy if it works.
You always see enrollment go up like 25 or 30% the year a team's in the national championship. I would be curious to see how that worked in the TCU year, right? Where like it was such a one-time thing. But I bet you would have followed suit, right? And then you get smarter kids in there. You could be more selective, and those people make more money, and then they get more money back.
Probably dropped off steeper for a TCU, but yeah, probably still get the boost.
Yeah. But to your point, Andy, Dabo needs to learn, and I think he's resistant. And if he continues to be resistant, he's going to continue to be without a job. And I don't think he'll be appetizing enough until he embraces what college football has become. And he should, right? He recruits the shit out of high school. He's a great high school recruiter, and he only goes after 4 or 5 stars. That's why that whole front, that team is loaded with draft picks this year on defense. But
I think
a team like him that would just do a little bit of seasoning through the transfer portal would be fucking great. Just like, hey, fill in some of the gaps. It's different when you're FSU and you're living in the transfer portal. Super dangerous game, high variable. His would be incredibly low variable, a high floor, high ceiling approach. It's like it would make perfect sense.
Yeah, and also I kind of, that's a good point, Matt, with the transfer portal. I think that the transfer portal is almost solely driven by NIL at this point. And again, the budget comes into play. So he doesn't want to do fundraising that he doesn't get to give to himself and the other coaches. That's my real opinion on it.
Sounds like a real sweetheart. It sounds like the boss you'd love to work for. It sounds like everyone's here's boss, probably. You know. Speaking of guys that haven't evolved to the time, I do think we need to take a moment to remember Mike Gundy. Oddly enough, 5 days after he lost that game, they decided to fire him. Really odd timing, but my guess is Oklahoma State had to pass the hats a little bit, get enough money for the buyout, and make sure they can send him away appropriately. But it still was really, really odd timing.
I think they were just waiting for the 14th anniversary of his "Come After Me, I'm 40." I'm 40.
They had to pass that. They're like, it's been 20 years plus one day.
Yeah.
Like, let's get past this.
I thought you were going to say, speaking of guys who are stuck in their ways, you were going to talk about his mullet.
His mullet's great.
His mullet's gone, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't think it ever goes away.
I mean, he only really had the mullet the last 3 or 4 years. He was always the visor and hair gel guy, and then he went to a more adult haircut this season.
Maybe that's the reason.
Not that I'm keeping up on the Mike Gundy hair beat.
I don't know. I think it's important to note, we like to make jokes here, but Oklahoma State was kind of a wayward program for a long time. They did have Thurman Thomas and Barry Sanders. Having those two guys in college is crazy. That's like a crazy cheat code, especially Barry Sanders. And they had good coaches before them. Barry Switzer, I believe, was there, and Jimmy Johnson. Both left for greener pastures, but Mike Gundy gave them some serious – he raised the floor so much that he can't get back up to the floor, right? And that's really a credit to Mike Gundy and everything he's done there. Now, you can make fun of him because his own political and lifestyle reasons and him talking about Ollie Gordon getting a DUI. He's like, oh, I've drank 5 beers and driven before so many times. That kind of statement, which was hilarious and definitely not appropriate to say. He's himself. But
that's right. We keep that stuff to ourselves. We don't tell other people that we're drinking 5 beers when we're.
Yeah, we don't tell cameras with millions of people behind them.
Not with millions. I'll just tell this camera.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have any parting thoughts for Mike Gundy, but it's important. I think he got to a bowl 19 times in a row, something like that, which is crazy for a program like that doesn't spend.
So I have a thought, and it's not really like a cheers to Mike Gundy or anything, but it's does he keep coaching? Is this the kind of guy who wants another job and he's going to go seek one out somewhere else, or is this the kind of guy who disappears into the distance and goes and like fishes all day? And
He's
also, like, why
Ed
would
O.
you not be that guy?
He's going to do the Ed Orgeron, where he's just chanting at the Ryder Cup right now. Did you see that, by the way? Him chanting U.S. Right, he's leading a USA chant at the Ryder Cup. Hey, I don't think anyone needs him, but I'm so glad he's there, right? I think we could figure out the
How did you understand what he was chanting?
You know, one day Coach O is going to die, and I'm going to look back and wonder if he was ever real to begin with.
He's like a myth. He's a Mandela effect human.
Yeah, larger than life, man. I love that guy.
Was Coach O real, or was he just the guy from Waterboy in our minds?
Did I just imagine him for 25 years of my life?
I bet Gundy reemerges as like the offensive coordinator for Tulsa.
Oh,
he's an Oklahoma guy. He's gonna go
put. Okay, but like, you don't think?
I think he stays in Oklahoma.
He's not picking up.
Yep, I think he stays in Oklahoma, and he just like but he's a football guy, and he's like the quarterback's coach for Oklahoma or something to try and redo his name.
I don't think he has the cachet, and his lack of portal usage will not get him a big job. I could see him, like you said, Tulsa, any of the group of five, sure. He can pop up there and be an interesting, fun hire, right? But I don't see him. Dabo may be on that same path if he doesn't evolve, right? Everyone's been slotting Dabo to Alabama forever. But
well, I was going to say he might end up as like the tight ends coach at either at Alabama or at Georgia if Kirby's going to take over the stacked roster rehab role. That would be fun.
How about Gundy's financial move, by the way? He renegotiated his contract before this season to drop his salary by $1 million a year from like $7 million to $6 million or something, but it increased his buyout up to $15 million. So if they fired him in the first couple of seasons, he got $15 million. So he gave back $1 million a year to get an extra 15.
God, I didn't know he did that. That's smart as hell. I love that.
Are these tanking accusations?
Yeah,
is that what I'm hearing?
That's writing is on the wall.
I can't think of anything I want to do more in my life than become a successful college football coach, get a giant buyout, and then get fired. I would love that so much. You're going to hand me the Jimbo Fisher check, and I can just fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, that is the perfect scenario.
Who are the people that are negotiating with Mike Gundy that weren't like, guys, isn't it weird that he's putting negative things into his contract? He's like, I want to get paid more for bad shit.
Get a bonus.
Yeah.
I think it was to convince him to stay. That's honestly what I think it was. I think that after his bad season, there was all that talk about him getting fired, and he was like, I'll just go coach somewhere else. And then they were like, okay, well, if you do this, then we'll give you this. And he was like, okay. And then they fired him anyway after 3 games.
To be fair, he lost to Oregon by $1 million, and then lost to Tulsa at home.
That was bad.
They weren't getting
the Tulsa one.
Losing to Oregon by $1 million a week before is not great either.
Oregon's really good. Oklahoma State's not really good. It's all new players. They have they turned over their roster by 50% or something.
It's inexcusable to lose by 50 or more points in college football, right?
I did
all
not
agree, Andy?
Go bet Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State, they might win outright this week against Baylor.
That is a fun game. That's
Does the new coach bump translate from the Premier League?
I'm assuming.
That may be a good question for big game, not a big game, or a good game, not a good game, whatever we're calling it. I do think
SEC game or not an SEC game.
I do want to bring up one more topic before we get into this. Did you guys see Barry Alvarez's comments? Andy, I know you're a Big Ten guy. He was talking. Wisconsin is in a tough spot. They hired Luke Fickell. He tried to change. Oh, sorry.
I need to totally interrupt you, Matt. I'm sorry. But did you realize that the interim coach for Oklahoma State is Gavin Newsom? It's this guy Doug Meacham who looks just like Gavin Newsom, I think.
Hell yeah.
Anyway.
Can't wait to see
Sorry.
his. I'm going to follow his Twitter account right now.
Wait, so
He starts
Jimmy Kimmel had the
smiling.
new
Big
coach
wins.
of Oklahoma State on last night?
Small hands, embarrassing.
Before we get off Mike Gundy, we can all officially say this. We can all officially say this now. I'm a man. I'm 40.
That's true.
I'm a man. I'm almost 41.
Honestly, I'm going to drink more for Mike Gundy. Thanks for everything, buddy.
Yeah.
Cheers, bud.
All right, go ahead.
Good riddance. No, fuck Barry Alvarez. That's it. I'm just moving on. To Barry
I want to say one more nuts.
That's good because I was definitely going to interrupt you if you brought up Barry Alvarez again.
One thing I do want to talk about prior to big game and not a big game, and I think it's important because it directly impacts a big game. Lane Kiffin's daughter, Landry, lovely 20-year-old woman at the University of Mississippi, decided to hard launch her relationship on Instagram. Like, they've been in the friend zone. It's been a situationship for a little while.
Is she dating a nice fraternity boy from Ole Miss?
No.
Oh.
She's dating the star linebacker
For Ole Miss?
LSU.
Oh.
You know why the timing is odd for her to hard launch this relationship with Whit
Matt,
Wheat?
tell me who Ole Miss plays this week.
Oh, it's LSU.
Oh.
Did you see Lane Kiffin's comment? This is simple. Bet the over. Bet the over was his comment.
What is that?
And I can't wait. I think I have to bet the over. I think Lane is coming for that ass, like in an aggressive fashion. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on this. Is this like spiteful from the daughter? Do you think there was like an argument there? Is this you think was the boyfriend like, let's do this. Let's do this now.
I thought you were going to say his comment was, et tu, LSU Tay.
Nice. That would have been a good one.
It's a deep cut.
So I love LSU not LSU, Ole Miss this week. They're laying 1.5, I think, at home.
Mm-hmm.
Lay it all day. Like they were already going to cover this, but Lane is absolutely going to cover this now.
Interesting. Huh.
I will say when Lane writes the big check, now this was always against Nick Saban. It bounces hilariously when he's like, get your popcorn ready, and he gets beat by 50. But this may be a new time, a new era, because it's Boudreaux on the other side, and it's not Nick Saban staring at him. I just think the story is fucking hilarious. I love it.
We should totally circle back and talk about them opening the kimono and hard launching their relationship.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
opening the kimono?
Yeah, I'm just doing old corporate speak there, bud. It wasn't much.
I've never heard that one. Sorry for ruining it. Keep
If
going.
somebody said opening the kimono in one of my meetings, I would think that was inappropriate.
Yeah. We're gonna have to circle back on this.
Nobody open your kimono.
Keep the kimonos closed.
Keep your hard launch away from this, all right?
It's also slightly racist, maybe. Which one do you think Lane is more upset about? That she's dating somebody from LSU, or that she's not dating a quarterback? I mean, come on, right? You're Lane Kiffin's daughter, and you're going to date somebody on defense.
You have to date.
That's a really
hurtful.
I'm guessing this is
way of addressing the question, Andy.
It's got to be her response to Lane saying she's not allowed to date Jackson Dart.
He did love. So you bring up a good point. Maybe he doesn't want her to get too close to the Mississippi players because she could be trouble, or he's like, I don't want you to be influenced by them. So she lashes out and starts dating a rival football player to get back at Lane. I like that. I don't like that as a father. I'd hate that.
How did they meet? How do you suppose they met?
Instagram. One of them slid in them DMs.
Snapchat for sure.
They both have the same NIL partner.
Thing?
Oh, Snapchat is big. That's how most people communicate that are not us, that are younger.
6'7".
6'7", indeed. 6'7".
Is there any chance that Lane cares about football so much that he sent his daughter to do this, and she's gonna dump him like Friday night?
Wow.
Oh, that's diabolical. Yes.
Any chance?
Now I'm hoping. Almost.
If she dumps him on Friday night, I actually like LSU. I feel like that's going to be a rallying cry. I don't think you can do it there. I think you need her to be so much of a distraction to LSU.
You got the dude like lined up at Mike, like he got like a dark visor on so you can't see the watery eyes.
And then they snap the ball and he kills the quarterback like the water boy.
Trinidad Chambliss? Oh, I hope he doesn't kill Trinidad Chambliss.
Unbreakable.
I just think it's a fun storyline. Maybe this is a Trojan horse. Maybe Lane put her up to it and be like, get in his head, distract him from the game, and then.
This is the perfect explanation for why college football is so great.
It's awesome.
Like, you don't do this shit in the NFL.
It's awesome. It's the best. Speaking of the best, let's talk about the best games of the week. What do you say? You guys want to start with LSU Ole Miss? Let's start there. Ole Miss, 1.5-point favorite at home, hosting the number 3 or 4 team in the country in LSU. We've talked about LSU's problems. We've talked about Trinidad Chambliss. What I haven't talked about is, Andy, is this a big game or not a big game or just a good game?
This is absolutely a big game. It was already a big game, and now the Kiffins are sleeping with the enemy, and it's an even bigger game. I love it. I'll be here for it.
Bet the over. Al, thoughts on this?
Yeah, this is the biggest game of the week, is it not? Is there a bigger one? I don't see it.
There's a couple bigger games, probably from ranked teams' perspective, but not for my heart. Not for the drama.
Yeah, this is it.
Danny, big game, not a big game?
I think LSU is pretty overrated. So Andy was right when he said lay the 1.5, but big game. I mean, it's big ranked teams. They're both in the SEC, so it's a big game. SEC games are big games.
I think it's going to be a really interesting thing because we talked about Trinidad Chambliss last week. He had another great game. This is LSU's defense coming in, who's been pretty damn serious to this point. Their offense has looked lost. They have no running game, which is weird to say for LSU. I feel like as long as I can remember, there's been Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Etienne or somewhere back there, like the little Etienne, not Trevor. There's been someone back there that's been a great running back, and now they're like lost in the wind on offense. So I'm curious, seeing Trinidad Chambliss, who was announced as a starter, they're not going back to Austin Simmons, going against LSU for a big game. I'm really intrigued by this. But betting the over makes me feel so good. Lane's been drawing plays in the sand. He's got something. He's like, I'll beat him so good. And he's going to know it. He's going to lift up his hands like he normally does, and he's like, I got him. And like he sees the play developing, and he's like, "That's it. That's a touchdown play. I can't
54.5 is the number, by the way. And I think it came down from 56.5. Although I don't know how old that was, but yeah,
the game looks like it's off the board on Hard Rock right now. So something's going on.
Ooh.
Oh, maybe she did break up with him.
And the plot thickens.
Like a good Creole Baton Rouge brew.
Brew is not the one I was expecting you to go to. I thought we were going
to
I was thinking gumbo was going to come out.
Etouffee.
Etouffee is a good one. That's a good word to say. So I'm probably going to follow you guys on the Ole Miss lay, but I do think there's a ton of storylines here. The Trinidad Chambliss one, as far as what's happening on the field, is the most interesting to me. Another one that's super interesting to me, and I'm just going to assume you're going to say big game, but I'm still going to ask it. We got the Ducks migrating across the country to go to Happy Valley for a whiteout, right? Oregon into Penn State at prime time. Al, big game or not a big game?
So I'm debating if I want to get spicy with this, but I think I'm going to just say big game because I don't know if it will be a good game. I don't really have a strong feeling on that.
Before I ask Andy this, should you feel more? So there's two quarterbacks going off, right? We got Drew Aller, who everyone kind of knows. And then you have Oregon's quarterback that everyone doesn't know, and to the point where I just forgot his name. But shouldn't you feel more confident at Drew Aller? And is it weird that I don't feel that confident? I'm kind of feeling more confident in the young quarterback for Oregon.
No, I think Drew Aller is like slightly better than mid.
Right.
Like
it's weird to me.
He's got talent around him, and he can make a throw. I don't know. Nothing stands out to me when I watch him. He just seems like a guy.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, all the Penn State fans were complaining that Franklin wouldn't start Allers, and it was because he's not that good. Like, he's fine, but he's not going to elevate the team or anybody around him.
If you
He doesn't strike me as a guy who's going to go out and win a game, like on his own, like put the team on his back, Greg Jennings style.
If you tail of the tape this a little bit, right? I know Penn State has better running backs, and I know Oregon probably has better receivers, and I trust Penn State's defense at home, and I also trust Oregon's coaches to be better because we know James Franklin. James Franklin has, until he wins some big games, James Franklin, right? Like that's how we always see him. But the quarterback would be like that separator. And it's weird that I don't feel better about Drew Aller than I do Dante Moore. And Dante Moore hasn't had these big experiences yet, but everyone knows the promise that he has. Andy, I'm sorry. I didn't get a big game, not a big game from you. Al, do you have something to say before I get there?
Well, I was going to say, picture Dan Lanning giving a pregame speech and, fiery, passionate, run through a brick wall, right? And then picture James Franklin giving a pregame speech, and it basically sounds like a State of the Union address. Like, you're changing the channel as soon as you can. That shit's going in and out. So, like, one team's going to be hyped for this game, and it's not Penn State. That's how I feel.
A home whiteout? Come on now. They're gonna be up for it.
Oh.
Andy, big game, not a big game?
Not a big game. Only because Oregon's going to wipe the floor with them. Won't even be close. Yeah, my numbers actually think this number is pretty good. Laying 3, Penn State at home, but I don't trust it. Oregon.
Yeah.
Danny, big game, not a big game, Penn State, Oregon. I know you just jumped back in.
Yeah, it's definitely not a big game. Oregon's going to run all over them.
Love it.
I thought that was going to be a spicy take.
No, they're gonna crush them. But this is both quarterbacks. You get to see with these middle school broccoli heads growing into near adults now, and they kept those same stupid haircuts. Both of them.
Mahomes got rid of it, but
yeah,
the damage has been done.
Has been done. I think it's a big game, and my numbers indicate that this is a draw, even with home field advantage. So I have taken the points with Oregon. When it's with the hook on the field goal, plus 3.5, I like +4. I love, but plus 3.5 puts me right where I'm.
What about like a Penn State first half? That feels like a decent idea. Because I feel like once they get to halftime, Dan Lanning's going to adjust and Oregon's going to win the second half. But that gives Penn State enough time to come out and hang with Oregon. I assume if the spread's 3, it's probably
get 1 or a pick
2.
For the first
time.
Like
I think the assumption is that Oregon, they would be neutral on a neutral, right? It would be 0 on a neutral. The Penn State may be worth more than 3 at home. So,
yeah, especially in a whiteout.
I would like to revise my take a little bit. The reason Oregon's going to run all over them is because this is a big game and Penn State's going to shit the bed. I said not a big game, but it's a big game, but it's not going to be a good game. And it's not an SEC game.
It is not.
Not an SEC game.
It is a money 2 game, though. I mean,
it is a money 2 game, but that's not SEC. It means more in the SEC. Everyone knows this. Yeah, I'd be curious to watch the running backs for Penn State versus this Oregon defense. Or it's hard to tell because Penn State hasn't given up a touchdown yet. But they haven't played anybody. Like, I don't know what to do with any of this. It's too early in the year. But
yeah,
I'm going to probably ride with Oregon, especially if you get the hook on the field goal.
Is it because we peer pressured you?
That's the only bet I've made so far is Oregon plus 3.5.
This is definitely one of those, like, the Monday Night Football crew where all picked the Ravens and then the Lions won. Yeah, that's how this is kind of.
The Lions win this one and they just blow them out. The Nittany Lions.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you did there. That's good.
Let's go down to Athens. What do you say? We've got Alabama. Alabama's had a weird season. I don't think they were ready for Florida State and the shenanigans that Florida State was going to throw at them, which is crazy because Alabama should know Gus Malzahn exceedingly well. But they looked super good since then. Like, I think Ty Simpson's completed like 89% of his passes, something dumb. And the ones that haven't been completed have been dropped. It's like he's been exceptional since then. Different competition, whatnot. And then you've got Georgia, who went on the road to Tennessee. I think what is the line? Is Georgia a 2.5 point favorite, or is it Alabama's a 2.5 point favorite?
Georgia laying 3 is what I saw.
3. So, Danny, SEC game we know. Big game, good game, not a big game, not a good game.
Georgia Alabama is always a big game.
Big game.
Yep, I think it'll be a good game. Although I think Ty Simpson is like really good, and I think they're going to beat Georgia. But
I like that. Al, big game, good game, not a big game, not a good game.
I think good game and big
it's
game.
A double.
How about that? Yeah, double whammy. I think I would probably take Bama if it got over a field goal. So I think what I'll probably end up doing is betting this live and trying to get both sides plus points.
Like if Georgia gets the ball first, and
try and middle it,
and they score early, you can go down and get some extra points.
Yeah, get Bama plus 8 or something, and then go back and see if Bama comes back and makes a game of it. See if you can catch Georgia getting points. I feel like that's a
try to window, get everything plus 3.5 and keep it within 3.
Yeah,
that is a beautiful.
It's a fun way to night bet when I'll be drunk and full of brisket.
You'll be asleep, but
yeah,
drunk and full of brisket sounds like a nap that goes into the next day.
Andy, big game, good game, not a big game, not a good game. We know it's an SEC.
Or
huge
both
game,
big game and
but
good
bad
game.
Huge
Wow.
bad game.
Huge bad game. Okay.
I know Alabama has looked better since the Florida State game, but I think this is where the Kalen DeBoer's head really gets called for. The Paul Feinbaum show is going to be on fire on Monday. Bama gets blown out.
Wow. Man, that is you are hot take
spicy
today.
tonight.
I love it.
Yeah. Are there any good games this weekend, Andy? Are they all going to be
USC at
blowouts?
Illinois is going to be a big game.
We'll get to it. I promise.
I'd be on my way there right now if we hadn't gotten blown out on Saturday.
I think it is a big game and it is a good game. I don't know what to make of it. I don't really know what to make of either team, to be fair. I know Gunnar Stockton's a good runner, and I know Alabama's defense didn't look very good against a running quarterback in Tommy Castellanos, but I also don't think Gunnar Stockton is Tommy Castellanos, right?
No.
So, like,
no, he's not. If you look at pictures of Gunnar Stockton, try and find one where he's not wearing that sleeve to cover his receding hairline. I don't know about Gunnar Stockton being this incredible athlete while he's got the hair peninsula all going at 22 or 21
Listen,
or whatever he is.
Can we be real? Nobody with receding hairline is ever
LeBron James would love it.
I was just going to say,
and I was going to put a
Jordan
on it,
and
and I was like, well, no, we're just talking about white people being athletic, so I'm just going to stop.
If you want to say white, receding hairlines have never been
white bald guys, not as athletic.
Alex Caruso.
Brian Urlacher was a pretty good athlete.
Carrying the
steroids
carrying the water for us.
But you don't think they have steroids now? Come on now, grow up.
Scalabrese. Is he
Bruce
have a
Willis?
receding hairline?
Oh,
Bruce Willis.
Ty Simpson, on the other hand,
all Hollywood.
He's a young person who has a great set of hair, and he does a nice clean cut haircut. He does the little southern comb over. Love it.
He does. He has a coif. He has a coif of hair. I think is the description.
I like referring to it as a set of hair. Like it makes it sound like he bought it and like installed it.
He doesn't have enough of it to call it lettuce. He doesn't have enough of it to call it lettuce, right?
That shit is turbocharged. He's got spinners on it.
Wow. I don't have a bet in this game. Andy, are you actually betting Georgia, or are you just doing shit?
No, I don't know that they'll blow them out. But if I can get it under 3, I'll lay the 2.5 or 2.
And there are so many good games. Let's keep it moving. We got the number 1 team in the nation going to a sneaky hard place to play. Ohio State going to Washington. Andy, you're our Big Ten correspondent here. Big game, good game, not a good game, not a big game, or not an SEC game.
The biggest not SEC game. No, this one's fine. You're right. It is sneaky. You got to go all the way out west. Your body clock's messed up. They can sneak up on you. So from that perspective, absolutely could be a big game, but otherwise not really.
Really tough place to play. Husky Stadium is notoriously tough. They sailgate, which it sounds like some Miami shit. They said because the stadium's right on like the river there or the ocean. I don't know how Seattle works. The Sound? Is it a Sound?
Something like that, yeah.
So they all like get drunk on boats and then they come ashore because it's like in downtown Seattle. So I'm really intrigued by this game. Danny, big game, not a big game, not an SEC game, not a good game, whatever. You know the rules.
I don't think it's going to be a good game. I don't think it's a particularly big game. I think Ohio State runs away with this.
Oh, SEC game or not an SEC game? You know,
this is a Big Ten game. What's the spread on this? Ohio State's got to be like 4 touchdown favorites, right?
8.5.
8.5.
Yeah, that's stupid. Ohio State's
I
gonna
know.
win by 1 million. Like Washington? We're talking about Washington?
They were in the national championship game 18 months ago.
Yeah, but they had Michael Penix Jr. then.
Yeah, that's not the team that's here. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. No, Ohio State's gonna. I don't know. Yeah, not a good game. Not a good game. Not a big game.
Who is Washington's quarterback now?
I forgot his name. He's very small. I know that. I saw it the other day. He's like 5'10". Look, and we're not height shaming here for quarterback size, right? But or just in general, right? Short kings have to do their thing. But he is talented. I think this game's gonna be close.
Devin Williams
I don't think it's
Jr.,
a good. I don't think it's a big game. I do think it's a good game, and I think it's an SEC game. So I'm gonna go. I would be leaning to taking the points, but I could be an idiot and overstating the home field advantage that Washington has. This is probably an underplay. Does anyone have the live numbers on the total? I'm trying to look that shit up.
I pulled it right before we started, and it was 52.5.
How about a first half under? That probably feels.
Yeah, 52.5 probably. First half under?
Yeah. I could see first half total points under 26.5. That's what I'm going to do. I don't know if Washington will have a ton of success scoring early, and I don't think Ohio State's going to put up like a 21, right? I could see this being 17-7. 14-7, somewhere around there. And I do think the game will get more intense as we get going. So I'll probably play the first half under there. All right, let's run through a few of them. I'm going to let the crowd dictate if it's a big game or not a big game. Honestly, let's go here. USC, Illinois. Weird line considering Illinois' heartache last week. And USC's looked pretty good so far this season. I know no one's really seen them because they've been living in that LA window of time. All their games have been later and competing with better games. But USC 6.5 point favorite at noon in Champaign. Andy, big game, not a big game, or an SEC game?
This is only a big game to me. This would have been a huge game if Illinois could have even just looked respectable last week, right? Like if you play Indiana close, you stay ranked in the low teens, and this is a huge game. But we lost by 1 million, and we don't deserve to be ranked. We're still ranked like 23rd or something, but we don't deserve it. They're going to kill us. It could have been a big game. It's not going to be.
Danny?
Is this the big nude? Is this the big nude Saturday game?
It sure is.
Oh, it's fun.
Danny.
Gus Johnson special.
I don't think it's a big game. I don't think either of these teams are competing for a title. They don't play in the SEC. Not a big game.
Not an
but
SEC game.
I do think it'll be a good game, and I kind of expect an upset for Illinois at home coming back after that giant embarrassment against Indiana.
Rubbing.
Indiana's really good, by the way. It's not like, I mean, the way you lost was bad, but losing to Indiana isn't. I mean, they're going to be a top 10 team at the end of the year, probably. They might win the Big Ten.
They're very good. When the Winston Signettis, the unfiltered Signettis go off, right? Like they don't care for anyone.
I mean, I'm sorry, Ohio State's going to win the Big Ten, right? But they might play in the Big Ten championship game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gus Johnson doesn't call little games. They may not be good, but they're always big, so it's a big game.
Big bad game. I love that. I love that designation. Big bad game. I kind of think it's a big game, and I think it's a good game. The spread makes me think it's going to be a good game, right? Because I was kind of confused by the spread, but I also don't think Illinois was as bad as that performance was. I think you can have an outlier performance, and Altmaier is still good. We haven't seen USC body clock game, right? I love West Coast teams going to Central Time, I guess, for an 11 a.m. kick. Is that correct? You guys play football at 11 a.m. in Illinois?
It'll be 11 local time, yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't like that. But it's going to be more confusing for USC. Maybe
it's a 9 a.m. kick actually in New Brunswick.
Puerto Rican 7 a.m. kicks are very confusing. Yeah, so I don't really know what to make of it, Andy. If you have more context,
yeah, I mean, you guys know I was super hyped, and then Sunday happened, and I'm not anymore, or Saturday happened. So I don't know. It's entirely possible that we'll be here a week from right now, and I'll be saying that we're getting in the playoff again. You know, our one loss to Indiana is not keeping us out, but right now I'm not feeling good.
All right. TCU, Arizona State. If you guys aren't paying attention to Jake Hoover at TCU, you probably should. He's been fucking awesome, their quarterback. Arizona State came off winning the Big 12 last year, losing at Mississippi State, but they are playing this game at home. I think it's a 3-point spread between the two teams, 2.5 to Arizona State. Andy, I'm going to let you start us off here. Big game, not a big game, good game, what all that shit.
It's not a big game, but it should be a good game, and I like the upset. I'm going to be betting on the money line TCU here.
No. Oh, yeah, TCU is the dog. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that. Yeah, I'm going to.
Plus 2.5.
Danny?
Yeah, I'm on the TCU. I'm on the TCU bet as well. I think they're going to upset.
Al?
But is it a big game?
I'm going to say it's.
They don't play in the SEC. You guys know
Here's the thing. I'm going to say it's the best game Friday night, which makes it a big game.
That's true.
Buddy, you're Mount Degazi here on this because my next one is making me sweaty.
You are so wrong about that, by the way. It's Oregon State Houston is going to be.
I thought you were going to say Florida State Virginia.
That's the next one coming in this.
No, because around 1 a.m. we're going to watch Oregon State upset Houston. And they're like, that's like a 4-1 dog. So
that's a bad game.
I was planning to take the points. So.
It is in the old Beaver Dome. It's not a dome.
I'm on those 12.5. I'm just. I didn't actually bet the 4-1. I'm on the 12.
You have a thought on TCU Arizona State?
No.
Cool. Let's go to the early game on Friday night. Florida State going to Virginia. I have a lot to say here, but I'm not going to say shit until Danny goes. Danny, big game, not a big game, SEC game, all that.
Well, it's not a big game because it's an ACC game. It is a good game because it's an ACC game. And I don't know if Florida State covers this 6.5, but I do think that they come out with a win. I'm not betting it. I think it'll be close, but if it's not close, it's because FSU runs away with it.
3 words. Look ahead spot.
It is a look ahead spot, buddy.
It's in Charlottesville. Miami's up next for the Seminoles. The line's tighter than you'd think it would be.
Virginia's good. Virginia has looked very good on offense.
It's stinky. It smells like we might have a good one. I don't know if I believe it, but it sure does have all of the warning signs of disaster.
Yeah, the line has been jumping between 6.5 and 7.5, like ping pong. Every time I look, it goes the other way, And I just saw it drop to 6.5, and I may play Florida State minus 6.5 for fun, but I don't know if I believe it because everything I've seen makes this look like a very close game. Andy, I would love your thoughts here.
I think it's a big game. I have Florida State should be favored, but more like 2.
Yeah.
So the +7. I'm probably not going to hit it when it's 6.5, but if I can see a 7 or 7.5, I'm going to hit it for sure.
Yeah, I will be. I'm going to talk as a Florida State fan for 45 seconds. We have seen what Florida State has done at home. We got Alabama off guard and kicked the shit out of 2 bad teams. My expectations for the season will be driven on what I see happens in this game. Most likely, we will lose to Miami. Everything makes me think we'll be a 5.5-point dog at home, something like that. I don't think of the Miami one dictating the season. This game will dictate what my expectations for this season are. Can you be a playoff team and win this game? Or are you going to be like a 7-5, 8-4, which would have been great before the season, but my expectations have changed. So can this travel? Can the defense continue to play good and bottle up Chandler Morris? And Gus, you're going to have to get in your bag a little bit more. I know we've done the Mekhi Danzy play for 3. He's run this reverse 3 times for 3 touchdowns against 3 different teams. I think someone's going to snuff it out very soon. Do you have counters to that play? So I don't love this spot. I hate Friday night games. Florida State never plays well during the week on the road. And we don't get to host them at home because we have classrooms in our stadium. So we never can have a game at home on Thursday or Friday night. So they're always on the road and they never end up going well. I think the smart play is take the points. I'm not going to do that. Fuck that. I'm going to probably lay them at 6.5.
I think the smart play here is probably more likely to look at the total and take under. I think it's like 60.
Is it 60? Damn.
And I think it was 59.5.
Yeah.
It's 59.5.
59.5.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I would take the under there. I think that Florida State's defense travels. And I think Virginia kind of has beaten up on some mediocre teams on offense, and they give up a lot of points. But FSU's offense might not travel during the week, as Matt said. So that's why I would go with you.
The good thing about
the
good thing about the FSU's offense is it's mostly running based. I think Castellanos has thrown the ball 45 times in 3 games, and that includes a game against Alabama. So
I have a question, not to derail the segment here,
no,
but someone, one of my Miami group chats, they mentioned how after Miami beat Florida that they're still worried about FSU coming up. And I said, I think I was more worried about the Gators than the Seminoles.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to get Matt and Danny's thoughts on this. I guess, Andy, you can weigh in also. Do you think that's a valid thought, or do you think FSU is a bigger threat to Miami than Florida was?
I think before the season, Florida seemed like the bigger threat. And then watching DJ Lagway just, shit every game away, and watching Florida State score like 50 every week, I would have 70 each of the last 2 weeks, right?
I think we only scored 60 last week. But yeah, your point.
Oh, sorry. But put up 30 on Bama's defense. I think that the Gus Malzahn running offense is really working for him. So I'm a little more concerned about FSU now. Also, we already beat Florida, so that kind of I'm way less concerned about them this week. But
I think
after week one, I was more concerned about FSU once they beat Bama and once Florida kind of showed their.
I think this is a Jimmys and Joes versus X's and O's argument. And usually in college, I like the Jimmys and Joes, and Florida has recruited better than us. But Tommy, like for his limitations, he doesn't throw a good short or medium ball, which is very strange for a quarterback. He does throw a very good deep ball. So hopefully he's learned how to we are going to run, and throw a home run ball. And if we can out-scheme you and you can't adjust to the scheme, we don't have better players than Miami. No doubt.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of my thought is that, I thought Florida had a lot of talent, and especially given how they played LSU, hanging in that game despite Lagway throwing 5 interceptions. It's like, okay, if you just get him to not throw any interceptions, then that all of a sudden is a tight game. And it was a tight game
So
for a good
easy.
bit of it.
You know what?
But then when I look at FSU, I think they get a lot of cash from beating Alabama
Mhm.
early in the year, first game, right? And then all of a sudden, it's maybe Alabama's actually not that good, and then FSU follows that by playing a couple of the worst schools in the
Kent State's
nation.
the worst.
And
Kent
it's like,
State's the worst FBS
They,
team.
yeah, they did their job. They did what you're supposed to do to a terrible team, but we don't really know where FSU stands. I think, and that's why I think that'll be a really good matchup.
That was my point. Like, this is going to build my expectations for the year. If this team can be a playoff team, like the Miami game is essentially a loss in my mind. You guys are far better than we are as far as the talent. We can maybe scheme. Mario still mismanages games. I was talking to Danny watching the game. I'm like, why are you punting from the opponent's 39?
Yeah.
It's driving me insane. Play it as there's 4 downs and go kill Florida. And they didn't, and the game was way closer because he didn't go kill Florida as many times as he can, and he was dominating on both sides of the ball. It was frustrating the hell out of me. Go ahead, Danny. You have something to argue with me there.
Well, yeah, not argue, but like Malzahn is kind of a weird kind of offensive coordinator, right? He likes to run the ball a lot, but he doesn't give a shit about time of possession. He wants you to run the ball every 5 seconds, right? He wants a lot of plays.
Yeah, fast
really
pace,
fast.
read option, and all that kind of shit.
So, but if he adjusts just a little bit in the Miami game and tries to play one of these like NFL games that the Dolphins been trying to play, where each team only gets 5 possessions, each team only gets 5 possessions, and you try and hold the ball the whole time, I think that would be possible to beat Miami, because then the margin of error is less, and when Miami has a small margin of error, we make the error.
No, I think it's the only way I think FSU hangs in that game. I know we're a week ahead talking about it, but it is if they're hitting deep shots consistently, and that means they're
not even going to try.
Well, that's what I mean. They're going to have to run the ball.
We are going to try. We are going to throw,
and then they're going to have to hit those deep shots.
They're
going to have to hit like all of them.
I think it's more likely. I think it's more likely they put together a 25-play, 70-yard touchdown drive than try to hit deep shots.
Guys, we are losing the plot here.
Yeah, sorry.
I can't wait. Next week, Andy's going to hear us talk for 45 minutes about that.
I'm out next week.
Big game. ACC game, good game, big game. It's going to have all of it.
I do have a number for that game. 8.5 is what I have it at right now. Just
Florida State. What game are we talking about?
Florida State getting 8.5.
Just
what my spreadsheet would predict.
I was gonna just scratching up to 5.5, right? Like I think Miami's considerably better as far as the talent, right?
Which is close to what the Florida line was, right? Wasn't that also like 7.5 or something?
It was 7.5. They closed at 7.5. That's what I'm saying. It was a Jimmy's and Joe's versus X's and O's argument. I think Florida State may have good coaches because Gus is great, and Tony White has been excellent, our defensive coordinator that we brought in from Nebraska. Like, we are running a much smoother defense than the Adam Fuller days. I don't know if it matters. Like, that's good when you can scheme things up. Miami is much more talented on both sides of the line. So we'll see.
I got a question for you, Matt.
I will say that once LSU and Penn State lose this week and FSU wins, this could be very close to a top 5 match.
Buddy, I'm hoping your mouth to God's ear, your ear to God's mouth, your mouth to God's ear. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
From your lips to God's ears.
Especially if Oklahoma should.
No, yes, I got it. Is what you're saying.
From your lips to God's balls. Wait, that's definitely not it.
Matt, you were listing some of the Florida State coaches. It made me wonder, do we know where Randy Shannon is?
I don't. Where is Randy Shannon?
I
don't know. No, I don't know.
Somewhere.
Wasn't he coaching for you guys last year?
Yeah, 2 years ago. Where in the world is Randy Shannon?
Randy Shannon, where is he now?
Where in the world is Randy Shannon? I don't know.
He's currently assisting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as a coaching fellow through the preseason as of July 2025.
I do think it's important to note here that Derrick Henry's been fumbling the ball a lot lately, and his running back coach is Willie Taggart. I'm just going to say that. I think it's important to note. I saw it the other day. He's been fumbling the ball a lot more recently. Willie Taggart's been there for like 2 or 3 years, but I don't know.
Somebody put a
It says he's still the co-defensive coordinator on his Wikipedia page at FSU. That's not true.
He's certainly not there.
No.
And maybe he is. Shit, I have no idea.
Somebody should really.
I feel like we would have heard about it.
Somebody should really update his Wikipedia.
Go for
The
it.
next game I want to talk about is, I don't think it's a good game, but the line tells me it's a good game. Notre Dame going to Arkansas. Line is 3.5. Andy, good game, not a good game. Big game, not a big game. Or is it an SEC game?
It is technically
Half
an
an
SEC
SEC
game, technically, and sort of an ACC game, sort of.
ACC game too.
Yeah. No, not a big game. Notre Dame's having a down year. Arkansas is like a SEC team. They might as well not be an SEC team, so not a big game.
I don't know what to do with anything you just said, but sure.
Okay, I've got a take.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna try and sell you on Arkansas here. Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Let's see. Wait, I'm looking at the wrong season, so I might have to revise this
They
on the
lost
fly.
to Memphis.
That's good. Good start.
So they hung with Ole Miss, right? Ole Miss is good.
Who we think is good,
Yep.
right? We think Ole Miss is pretty good.
They won a couple blowouts against also Rands, and then they dropped their game to Memphis last week on what was essentially some bullshit, right? Didn't Memphis they got a 4th down stop or something, or they?
Arkansas fumbled the ball going into the end zone.
Yeah. So I think the potential exists for Arkansas to be good, and I think we also always get one game a year. Arkansas is good for one game a year where they surprise and they hang with a team they shouldn't. You could say that the Ole Miss game was that game already, or you could argue that they have plenty of opportunity the next 3 weeks between Notre Dame, Tennessee, and Texas A&M. So yeah, sure, fuck it, they'll hang with Notre Dame.
Yeah,
You don't have to convince me to root against Notre Dame.
the spread is confusing, and it's been like laying in that 3 to 4 world, and I don't really know what to do with it. Dano, big game, good game, not a good game, not a big game.
I think that both. I think Arkansas is more likely to be a good team than Notre Dame this season. But I don't expect either of them to really make any noise. I don't think we're talking about playoff teams here, so not a big game. Even though one of them is an SEC team, and that's basically makes every game a playoff game. No, not a big game.
Not a big game. I think it's a big game. I think it's a good game. I don't think it's a big game. I'm really curious to see what Notre Dame is. They didn't beat Purdue as soundly as I would have hoped if I was a Miami fan, right? As saying that's like one of the wins you're going to lean on, because the ACC, with Clemson looking bad, you're going to have to root for SMU and Louisville and Florida State to be competitive here, to give you some wiggle room if you lose 2 games to get in the playoffs. And I think it's going to be advantageous, but like they looked okay. Their offense looks good. I think what I've learned is my joke about Al Golden really actually is like true. Like their defense has struggled. The offense looks really good under CJ Carr. But I don't know what to do with any of it. I'm actually going to watch this game. I'm super intrigued.
No, you're not.
I'm not.
No, you're not.
I'm not.
There's like 5 better games in the noon window.
Like what? Give me a big game or a good game during that time. Is it Auburn, Texas A&M? Oh, that's 3:30. That's it.
Louisville, Pittsburgh,
No.
UCF, Kansas State, USC, Illinois.
USC Illinois is interesting. UCF Kansas State is like, yeah, I guess I'll watch that too. I'm intrigued by what could happen.
I just don't think it'll make unless I get blacked out of one of these other games, that it's not going to make the quad box on YouTube TV.
All right.
Final one. Oh, go ahead, Andy. Go ahead.
I got one for you guys. Big game or not a big game?
Okay.
UMass at Missouri.
Ooh, I love this game. SEC game.
It's an SEC game. Too huge.
Not a big game. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go on a limb and say not a big game.
All right. So obviously it's not a big game, but the reason I bring it up is you guys know I have a strategy sometimes where if a game has a really high spread and a low total, you bet the spread and you bet the over. And there's only a very small window where you lose both bets. Most of the time you win one, right? The spread on this is 44.5. The total is 46.
Wow.
56.
So literally,
Is it
if
56?
UMass
56.
scores,
Is it 56? Okay. I might have had a typo in my numbers then. That's still
Yeah, it's
pretty
56
good.
and a half.
56 and a half. That is a big difference.
It is.
It's
So
a
thank you,
41-1 game they were expecting.
So that makes more sense.
Yeah.
All right. I can cut all that out.
No, leave it in. Leave it in. Final one, Auburn, Texas A&M. You can give me a thumbs up if you want to talk about it. If not, we can ditch. Auburn, Texas A&M. Big game, not a big game.
yeah, fuck it, call
All
it.
right,
big.
Danny.
Big game.
SEC
Big
game.
game. Yeah. SEC game. Auburn, Texas A&M. Texas A&M beat the monster that it is Notre Dame. I did not say anything bad about them on this podcast yet today. So I will say that this is a huge game because Texas A&M is awesome. And whoever the other team they're playing is awesome. I already forgot. Auburn's awesome because they're both in the SEC, and it's a huge
Listen,
game.
I'll say this game is husky. This game's wearing Oshkosh Bagosh.
It needs an extra belt loop, this game.
Yeah.
I got it. Andy, big game, not a big game?
Yeah, it's a big game.
All right. Sure. It's a big game. Auburn didn't play bad against Oklahoma. And, guys, I forgot to even do this at the top. Can we have a drink for our friend John Mateer? Going to be out for a month. He's most likely going to miss the Texas game.
Oof.
That is probably going to be was going to be a big game, but now I don't know.
SEC game though.
Definitely.
How do you think it must feel
Classic.
to be the Oklahoma backup quarterback and everyone's writing them off, being like, "Oh, their season's ruined now. They had such hope," and this guy's like excited to go out there and start, and he's like, "Everyone's shitting on me."
Well, I think
Low expectation.
In the age of NIL, I don't think a lot of backup quarterbacks are like the caliber. You don't have a lot of Texas out there having Arch Manning backing up Quinn Ewers.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't think that there's a lot of teams where like
that's a valid
backup
point.
quarterbacks transfer
But
for
who
more
is it?
money.
Who's
So-
Oklahoma? It's probably like Venable's kid or grandson.
Were
It's
you
probably like
It's actually Lane
7-year-old
Kiffin's other
grandson.
daughter is dating.
Yeah, Auburn played pretty well, right? So I'd be curious to see this. I also don't think Texas A&M is that good. I think Notre Dame.
Michael Hawkins Jr.
Oh yeah, Michael Hawkins played last year behind Jackson Arnold, so he'll be there. And it's good to know that Michael Hawkins Jr.'s first game will be against Kent State, so he'll have a nice acclimation period to get adjusted to the game. Because I think realistically. No, this is not realistic.
God damn, dude looks like Jason Momoa.
I
Like
think
he's shredded.
one of us could probably go out there and play quarterback.
We're looking at different pictures.
Well,
we could give it a shot. Like, we'll be competitive in that game. We may not win, but we could be competitive. Wow.
that dude got some rippling muscles.
Oklahoma's got those hotties at quarterback. Not that I've seen it a lot. I should have done that more elegant.
Honestly, should be part of like the Bill Parcells like rules he had for drafting quarterbacks.
Yeah.
There should definitely be like a handsome factor built in. Think of how many like mid quarterbacks you could have eliminated if you just didn't include the ugly ones.
You need some zaddies in there.
They do their recruiting like Chelsea does. Only the most handsome of men get to come and play for
That's
a
falling
young
off a
quarterback.
little bit.
Yeah, I mean, are we calling Cole Palmer handsome?
No, but it was a thing for a little while. I mean, Robert Sanchez is still our freaking goalie, and he sucks. But does he have a strong
That's
job?
not a strong
Just-
job. All right, I think that's our sign that this has gone on long enough. Anything else to add? Barry Alvarez. Let's talk about Barry Alvarez really quick. Barry Alvarez got mad at the Wisconsin fans for saying fire Luke Fickell. I think it's important to note that these Wisconsin students have never seen good Wisconsin football. And if they want to voice their opinion, who the fuck is Barry Alvarez to say otherwise, other than the guy who is the athletic director?
They probably do not know who Barry Alvarez is.
Yeah.
Wasn't he the athletic director at Miami that oversaw Nevin
Nope.
Shapiro?
Nope.
No. He's the legend coach at Wisconsin who coached them when they were actually good and like made the Rose Bowl and shit, Ron Dane and all that.
All right.
That's it. That's all I wanted to get to. I just hated that like
Yeah.
Luke Fickle said.
Oh wait,
yeah,
so we need to interrupt. Oklahoma State. We need to go back to that.
Okay, yeah, let's go. Oklahoma State. Oh, let's talk Oklahoma State Baylor. Actually, that is a fun game. Baylor's going into Oklahoma State.
Oh.
Oklahoma State lost their coach, Mike Gundy, which we talked about fucking 9 hours ago in this podcast. Big game, not a big game, or is it an SEC game? Andy.
It is a middle non-SEC game.
Al, do you have a thought here? Does anyone have a bet here? How do you bet this?
I'm betting Oklahoma State. I said run, don't walk. Bet pick them 20.5.
Yeah, that's a lot of points.
Yeah, I took the 20.5.
I think it's important to know that this Oklahoma State team lost to Tulsa last week. Before we're like run, don't walk. You can skip.
They
got jog there if you
want. Newsom and running the ship now. Okay, you said they lost Mike Gundy. Where'd they lose him? They leave him. They leave him on the bus or
left him at the set of Newsmax. I think.
Yeah. All right, this is just outtakes.
Yeah, that's it. Cheers, guys.
Sorry, my Barry Alves Nevin Shapiro reference was there. He just lost money in the Ponzi scheme.
Oh,
he was a sucker.
That's why I had them connected in my head.
Gotcha. Well,
we originally planned for this to be 35 minutes, and we have doubled that. So go to singlelegparlay.com. We've been giving you gems. We are just trying to feed your bank account. If you don't go there, you obviously hate money, and that's a crazy thing to do. Go to singlelegparlay.com. Subscribe. It's free. Free. Just handing you free money. Put your email address. They'll go straight to your inbox. You'll see delightful quips from Al and Andy and AI-generated text from Matt. But I'll give you real picks.
Nothing.
Real picks. Yeah, AI-generated text, real picks.
The intro text, I'm really good at giving AI script. So
I enjoy writing my little snippets. They're fun.
I enjoy reading.
They crack me up.
I'm gonna try to make AI sound overly AI this week. Now that I've given this,
like 8 just more M dashes.
You're like, do this in binary code, please.
That's actually fantastic.
So go there though. We've been giving you money, so you enjoy that. I'll give you some Premier League picks this week. Get some good games. I haven't really dug deep, but I will fill out all that tomorrow and go there and just love our witty repertoire. For Andy, that was the wrong term. Al, Danny, this is Matt. It's been Chucky Bet's great. Cheers. I'm out of here. I'm tired.
You called it Chucky Bet.
Single Leg Parlay shit.